Welcome to EpicBookworm. My name's Danny and today I'm going to be reviewing The Runaway Jury by John Grisham. The Runaway Jury is a legal thriller which revolves around a landmark lawsuit where the widow of a man who died of his smoking addiction is suing the tobacco company. However, as the case progresses, the jury starts to behave unusually, calling into question whether their judgment has been compromised. Now, the front cover of The Runaway Jury boasts that it is the new bestseller from the world's most popular author. I'm not certain of the stats behind this claim, but if Grisham ever was that popular, it certainly wasn't for this book. For the first half of the tale, I was frankly staggered by how boring the story was. It seemed to me that there were no characters whatsoever, just some disembodied names used to progress the plot. Most characters have no personality traits whatsoever, and the few who are lucky enough to be given a mind of their own are ludicrously one-dimensional. Character development and relationships are completely neglected in this book, making the plot the only feature of any interest, a role it is completely unworthy of. Moving beyond the story problems, I feel this book was very poorly written. Grisham uses an omniscient third-person point of view, which, in English, means the story moves from the perspective of one character to another with zero warning or sense of order. The result is disorienting and works to isolate the reader from both the plot and the characters. The prose in The Runaway Jury is generously sprinkled with legal and business terminology which Grisham never bothers to translate, forgetting that most of us aren't ex-lawyers. To give him a little credit, the accuracy of this book's depiction of the American legal system is refreshing, but John Grisham goes way overboard on the realism. As Alfred Hitchcock once said, drama is like real life, just with the boring bits cut out. Apparently, Grisham couldn't find any scissors. Information is thrown at the reader in dense, sticky chunks, which can be difficult to comprehend all at once. The result of all these failings is that reading this book, particularly the first half, is incredibly monotonous. Now, I'm not going to say this book has no redeeming qualities. Despite myself, I was genuinely interested in how the story was going to end. This ending is fairly satisfying, though arguably not worth it when you consider the effort required to make it from cover to cover. If you like your fiction with a side of education, this book does contain a lot of real-world information about legal procedure and the tobacco industry. But of course, if you were interested in those topics, you could just Google them and save yourself days of tedium. The bottom line is that while The Runaway Jury is informative and has a decent ending, the reader has to endure way too much boredom as part of the bargain. As a side note, any potential readers should know beforehand that this is a purely legal thriller, with nothing of much interest happening far from a courtroom. There are no life and death situations, and the story focuses more on corruption and liability than action or compelling characters. My overall rating for The Runaway Jury is a measly 3 out of 10. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed that video, click here to check out another one you might like. And speaking of likes, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up, share this video with your fellow bookworms, and subscribe to catch all my new content as soon as it comes out. Also, why not leave me a comment below about what book I should review next?